Hello, my name is Mark Stecenson. I'm a research software engineer for Liverpool Football Club, and today I'm going to be answering some questions about what we do in our department and what we do with our data.
And I'm Marcin Detyniecki, and today I'm going to explain to you how we manage data at AXA.
Data for us involves the GPS positions and the events that happen in a football game. We retrieve that data for thousands of games across the country and for our players, and then we process that to give us more meaningful data.
Actually, data are small pieces of information that tell us something about the world. Could be, for example, the speed of the wind in a natural catastrophe, or the speed of a player, or his or her size or weight. In insurance, this information is about risks and how to deal with them.
We measure a huge amount of data, so where the players are, where the ball is. We also measure a lot of player metrics, so the speed that they go, the accelerations, the distance that they run.
Data we look at is about understanding what matters to our customers. It could be the locations of retail stores in a chain, which are encoded in GPS locations. But it's also about understanding the risk associated to it. It could be, for example, the risk of flooding for these retail locations, which we get from satellite imaging or topology maps.
We have a custom-built wellness app which the players use on a daily basis when they get to the training ground. This allows us to capture the subjective data, which can monitor fatigue and things like that with the players. Then combine that with the objective data from training sessions and things to make sure that we're capturing all the information about the players that we need, and we can catch things before they become too much of a problem, potentially.
AXA uses data collected during interaction with our customers. Should be on call centers, on a web page. We analyze the texts which are sent during a claim notification or the intonation during a call. With the AI, we're able to understand the unsatisfaction of the customer, anticipate any bigger trouble that could arrive to them.
We're constantly looking to improve the data that we gather, whether that be gaining new metrics from it or improving the output that we have at the moment. Anything we can gather from the data could be a slight advantage for us as a team and a club.
Data is the necessary resource to do our job as an insurer. And as a precious resource, we need to treat it in a careful and safely manner. For this, we have teams which are dedicated to do things such as management of the data, meaning treating this properly, but also people taking care of the quality, making sure that we have a fair representation of the world and the risk associated to the things that matter.
When we see the sprint speeds from players, especially when you see a defender done a magnificent sprint throughout a game that you didn't really expect. And from a fan's point of view, when you're watching a game and you think someone's sluggish, to look back at the data and see that actually they were one of the fastest players during the game is always quite surprising.
But one data I did not anticipate to be seeing is CO2 emissions. In fact, AXA wants to contribute in the global challenge of sustainability, and this data is really needed there. This is the thing that allows us to be sure we're investing in green assets or divesting from carbon-heavy industries. And this applies also to underwriting, which is the fact that we accept or not to insure something.
We'd be unemployed. Without the data, it makes it incredibly difficult to contextualise what's actually going on with the game and which players are performing well and what we can do to improve player performance and tactically within a game. So it would be devastating.
A world without data is a world in which we have no information which can be processed to make any conclusions. It is a world where we are not going to be able to process information to discover any patterns and therefore predict anything.
We're always looking to expand on the data that we obtain, especially about players on the pitch. So there's the advances now in tracking that will allow us to get skeletal data and pose data for players, so we can start to monitor posture on pitch and things like that, which will help us with just improving player performance.
A good part of the focus in the future will be about paying and dealing with the claims quicker and making sure that we anticipate even better the risks.
We capture the subjective wellness data for players. They enter that as soon as they come to the training ground, and that gives us an insight into how they're feeling, whether that be fatigued or something, which can lead to a conversation with the player to help improve and resolve any potential issues that might arise.
Insurance is a central actor in the healthcare system, and our efforts go to anticipate customer and patients' needs. This is why we have developed offers such as telemedicine or teleconsultations. But it's also about helping the customers navigate through this very complex system and get the best possible outcome.
No, you can.
No, you can.